Hey everyone, welcome to my Vikings Season 3, Episode 4 review. So yeah, a lot of things happened, in this episode. For one, there's a hell of a lot of sex in every place, whether it was in Wessex or Mercia or Scandinavia. Cray sex scenes. And we have the death of one of our main characters for the past 3 seasons. Yes, Siggy died. Now, I was really surprised, about her death. I already know that Rollo in the future is supposed to marry someone of the French line, but I always thought that maybe there's going to be a love triangle between both that woman that Rollo is supposed to marry, and Siggy. But it turns out, they just killed her off, in this episode. But it was a beautiful send off either way. So, since, I'm already on Siggy, I'm just going to pretty much talk about the Scandinavian, over Kattegat, storyline first, and then go on from there. So pretty much, we have Queen Aslog pretty much dropping her responsibilities, or pretty much saying, she's with Baby Ivar, and she asks Siggy, have you seen Hobbit? And she's like, no. And she's all like, well, I'm hurt because my son is crying. I can't do anything about it. And she's all like, oh my God. Like, what kind of mother doesn't do anything for her son? I mean, you always have someone you always have someone taking care of him. Well, you can't handle, his son. Pretty much mom up and figure out some way how to deal with it or bear it. But you have Hobbit come, and once again, he makes his way towards Aslog, and Ivar takes away his pain, and Ivar goes to sleep. So everyone once again is perturbed by this. Siggy kind of stops him when he's almost on his way out, saying, "What are you?" He's like, "You already know what I am." She's like, "No, I do not." And she's like, "Are you a god?" He's all like, just smiles and walks away. The next scene, in between in the Kattegat storyline, is you have Queen Aslog pretty much on her way with Hobbit. And then you have pretty much Siggy saying, listen, you have so much responsibilities, you have to do this for the people and all this. And then I was like, well, you'll do it, And then she's like, listen, you have children. You have to be responsible for them too. Why are you leaving them with us? Come on, be a mom, And you could tell in a way that this has kind of been boiling since season 2. Because remember, back when Jarl Borg invaded Kattegat, Aslog was complaining about the farm, the conditions, all that stuff, la-di-da, and she was getting aggravated about that, and plus also the fact that it seemed like the only one she would take care of was Ivar, to be real and honest with you. Obviously Ivar got an ailment, but still, it seemed like he's the only one of her children that she actually legit takes care of, or at least pays the most attention to. But yeah, so Siggy says, listen, I'll do it, I'll take your spot. I'll be the throne. You know what I mean? And then Aslog like, fine. And Siggy's like, don't go. You know what I mean? You got responsibilities. Once again, she holds on to her. Then Aslog like, let go. Then Siggy's like, okay, all right, bitch. You know what I mean? Pretty much that look. So Aslog goes with Hobbit. Hobbit mentions that a story about there was one king who pretty much and his whole family was slaughtered except his wife, and that his wife was put on an island. And that Hobbit was forced to have sex with this woman because she was a nymphomaniac. And pretty much through that, 9 months later, after he left her, she gave birth to the current Duke of Kiev in Russia. And Aslog was impressed by this. So pretty much after that, you have them go into the shed, and Hobbit really get his fuck on. Get his freak on. Excuse my French. But yeah, so after you have Aslog pretty much not really saying no, but kind of sort of like nervous and kind of like shy about it. He's like, well, you can go with your children. She's like, I don't want to go where my children's at. He's like, well, let's get it. Then you have her sort of shyly like take off like the top of her clothes, whatever. And then Hobbit gets straight to business. Shows off that great physique and just grabs her and then has her up. And then he puts it in the end zone, ladies and gentlemen. And then the shit gets all them happen. So after that, I believe You have pretty much Siggy taking care of Ivar in the back. You have Sigurd and Floki and Helga's child sort of playing the play like pen. You have Uba and Visser being kids talking shit and deciding to go off and play somewhere else. So they pretty much leave, without anyone's permission. So Siggy feels frightened about it, you know, and she wonders why she feels so frightened about it, even though they just left. It's probably not the first time they did that, but this particular time felt different. So she chases after the boys. So pretty much she chases them all the way to a frozen part of the sea, frozen ice of the sea. The boys fall in. Siggy goes in, gets both the boys. When she gets Visser, at first she sees her daughter, and there was like this. This really beautiful scene with her daughter, like I mentioned, was just really beautiful. It seemed like you could tell from this point that she was either unconscious or she was about to die or some other special shit. So she goes back, gets Uba. And it's ironic because Uba actually woke up, as soon as Siggy got him, compared to Visser, who was pretty much just out. So she brings Uba up, and there is the fucking Wanderer right there. And he doesn't even help Siggy, and then Siggy just floats straight down, straight down, to her death or whatever. It was, it's kind of ironic just watching that scene because it's like, well, she lost her husband, she lost her daughter. Hold on, part 1 over.